Welcome to Off the Record. I'm back, and have you missed me, Tom?
Like you wouldn't believe, Lou. It's just not the same with that hairy Welshman sitting next to me.
Oh, Tom, you're so kind. I'm glad to be back, and I couldn't miss the 7th episode of the show.
That's right, especially as we have special guests, Hungry, joining us in the studio later on.
And not to forget, our world-famous quiz is back, and I'm aiming to take revenge for last week, where Quizmaster Henry put you in the lead.
That's right, I'm on top. And speaking of Henry, he's here to tell us the latest music news.
Hello, boys. I have to say, I'm nervous this week. I don't like being on camera too much these days after I lost last week's quiz. But everyone's favourite Joost Klein has released his much-anticipated album, Unity. I'm buzzing this is finally out, and I won't forgive the EBU for how they did my boy Joost dirty at Eurovision last year. The Brits made a return. Charlie XCX was the big winner, taking home 5 prizes, including Best Artist, Best Album, and Song of the Year. Stormzy won Rap Artist of the Year, but personally, I think it should have gone to Thomas's favourite, Tyon Wayne. But my favourite story of the night came from Jade Thirlwell's backup dancer, who revealed his bare bum to the audience. At least 11 people were killed in blasts at M23 rally in eastern DR Congo, rebels say. This comes after the shocking news of the death of DR Congo musician Delcat Idengo while recording a music video. The perpetrators are still at large. In other news, Sex Pistols agent John Giddings says young people not drinking is killing music venues. You heard the man. Start drinking more. That's all from me. Be honest, guys. Do you all secretly hate me? Let me know in the comments below.
I'd like to take this time to formally apologise. Today, I was directing for Off the Record. I had to do sound and direct on my own. I also had to do a bit of audio on my own, and it's really hard to talk about. But I didn't record the quiz. I'm really sorry. I can confirm the points were that Lewis did win, I believe by a clear point or two. He smashed it, he absolutely smashed it. But I must apologise greatly that I promise you he won. I promise you he won. I must apologise on behalf of Quays TV, LCD, whatever the thing is. But I'm really sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, and Joe Lander, please let me go direct again. I promise it won't happen again. I promise it won't happen again. Please, Joe Lander, please.
My oh my, I'm just thinking back to that quiz. I think that might have been the best quiz we've ever done.
Oh, by far.
That part where Henry was like emotional, and that part where Henry got proposed to.
The whole thing.
And the insurgent came into the studio.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it back.
I'm really excited to watch it back. However, all that quizzing, that's going to be pretty thirsty.
Well, Tom, I've got just the thing.
Hello, and welcome back to the, I believe, 3rd inaugural pint review.
Yeah.
We are here today at...
The old pint pot.
The old pint pot, indeed.
Yeah.
A Salford stalwart, I would say.
Absolutely. 2 times was so nice, we had to do it thrice, Tom.
To do it thrice. Shall we head in, Lewis?
Yeah, let's freaking head in. What a place. Let's go. Hello, Tom.
Hello,
We're here
indeed.
at the pint pot. We finally come.
We made it. We had quite an eventful bus ride.
Oh,
it took
God.
us, I would say, about an hour.
Genuinely
to
did
get
take
from
us an hour.
to get from Media City to the pint pot. But we're here.
We're here,
and we
finally.
have. You're right. We're going to have to address this.
What are we splitting today?
We've had to go with the Carlsberg.
I know, it's
And
actually grim.
It's not ideal.
It's one of my least favourite
Yeah,
pints.
to be fair, in a spoons, I wouldn't mind a Carlsberg, but coming to a pint pot.
I know. It's a lovely venue. It's the first, actually, That's a lie, but it's the first venue I've been to watch music before, Tom.
Exactly, and you maybe had hear in the background, although they've just finished, a band. Band is sound checking. It was a lovely venue upstairs.
Absolutely, some lovely guys up there. We had to speak to the sound tech. He was lovely.
He
Let
was
us film.
a nice guy. And you've seen a band here before?
I have. I've seen our first guests step over here live, and they were bloody brilliant. But I was really hungover and slightly miserable, so I stood there at the back, paid my £8. And sort of stood there kind of like, oh, I want to die.
Yeah.
But the music was really good, and I thought, one day I'd like to get them on a Quays TV show.
And that we did.
We did.
Well, this little puppy, this place has been around since the 1940s. It was renovated in the 2000s. Music events on nearly every night.
Oh my
if you can bloody believe it.
Yeah, well, I
And
can.
you know what? I think there's kind of only one thing we can do.
Wait, hang on. Should we split something?
Should we split the crown? Should we sit the crown on the...
So in between the little writing
between
and the
the
crown.
crown
So
and
you
the
can
writing.
see that.
There we go. Right.
For
Cheers.
me, I think that's one.
Two
big
off the
goal.
record.
Two off the record.
Oh my goodness me.
Have you actually done it?
I've done it dead on.
I went way too hard.
I don't know whether the camera's really going to pick this up, but I've done it pretty much spot on.
That's our first split.
You know what? Cheers to
Cheers
that.
to
Cheers
that.
to that. To off the
Awesome.
record.
And they're giving us a little cheers over there.
They absolutely love it.
That is so kind of them. So what do we make of that refreshing pint?
You know what? On the point leaderboard, I'm going to rate it, fairly highly. I think, unfortunately, the Joseph Holt Bitter is still sitting dead last.
Yeah, that's
you
at
know
the
what?
bottom then.
Refreshment-wise,
It's really cold and nice, isn't it?
I might put that top.
This is my top pint. I can't believe I'm saying that.
So we're going number 1 Carlsberg.
Yeah.
We're going number 2 Dockyard Lager.
Yeah.
And we're going number 3 the Joseph Holt Bitter.
Do you think that's more of an inclination that every time we go somewhere we choose the cheapest pint and it's always kind of not very nice?
Oh yeah, and it's also complete recency bias.
Yeah.
Because we just put something on top. We're stacking it.
Are
It's
we
like
just going to do this
game.
every week?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what? It's maybe a bit of recency bias, but that's the most I've enjoyed a first sip.
I know what you mean.
Because I think, you can tell by behind us, it's a bit dark.
Yeah.
We've both had a long bloody day, haven't we, Tom?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
been editing some music interview I did.
Yep.
You've been grinding hard. And we did leave poor Thomas behind the camera waiting for 2 hours.
We did.
So I didn't, but Tom kindly bought him a pint.
And
which
he's
is lovely
sipping
of
on
you.
that. But you know what?
He's already got a lot of it down him, hasn't
There's
he?
only one thing to do. Let's just sail into the night. Let's enjoy this pint. Let's enjoy the pint pot.
I tell you what. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
Sip, sip, sip. That was yummy.
Oh.
Ah.
You know where the best place to drink beer is, Lewis?
Where's that, Tom?
Bloomin' house party.
Oh, yeah. And guess who's having a house party tonight?
It's a journalism house party tonight.
It's a journalism house party tonight at my crib.
At your crib. And I want to ask you, Lewis, what's your favourite house party tune?
Well, in the spirit of Bix being 22, I've got to say,
I don't know about you.
I'm feeling 22 too. Taylor Swift's got to be up there.
T-Swizzle.
What's the song? Romeo, take me
Somewhere we can be alone.
That one's brilliant. But I tell you what, Tom, I've been curating a playlist for my birthday in 2 weeks. And there's a lot of Chaz and Dave on there.
Oh, Snooker Loopy.
Yeah.
Not so are we.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Tom, I was born in the wrong generation.
Of course
The
you are,
youth
yeah.
of today just don't get Chaz and Dave like
understand.
I do.
No, exactly.
Yeah, take me back to the 70s or whenever they
Yeah.
were out.
For me, my ultimate house party tune, it's got to be either McDonald's,
What
Kentucky
a
Fried
tune.
Chicken and a Pizza Hut, or I'm going to go with Saturday Night.
And I like the way you move.
Jaden
Jaden Bogle, but not anymore because he went to Leeds. Boo, Jaden Bogle.
Yeah,
That's where I was
anyway,
last week.
Lewis, I'm going to have to stop you there. I'm starting to feel a bit ill.
Oh no, you alright?
I'm getting gig rundown withdrawals, and I need my fix. Henry!
Hello again! Forget Black Sabbath. This summer is about to be a Zach Sabbath summer as they take on the O2 tonight at 7. Mom Tudy is performing at Deaf Institute on the 5th of March at 7 and I'll be there. Feel free to come up and take photos with me as long as you're over 18. I do not want to be accused of anything again. The Pale White. No, I'm not talking about Lewis and Tom are playing at Deaf Institute the very next day at 7 also. Ooh, and there's more. The Rubens are playing Yes on the 7th, this time at 7:30. And to end this spectacular run of gigs, we have the Wild Hearts doing their thing at the O2 on the 9th of March. Again at 7! Over to you guys on the sofa.
Now, every week we get one of Manchester's finest on our red couch, and this week is no different.
That's right, hailing from Cambridge but making their way up north a few years ago, this week we're joined by Hungary.
You've just been telling us what you had for breakfast, so I don't think you are hungry.
Not
anymore.
I haven't had lunch yet though, and it's 4:15.
lunch,
So
that's good.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit peckish as well. Yeah.
Well, you're from Cambridge, boys. You
We
moved
are.
up to Manchester. You're telling me for uni, but kind of to chase the sound as well. Did you notice kind of a change in your sound when you moved up here?
I think we did. I think it partly coincided with us becoming much better at our musical instruments, and that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But definitely meeting new bands and listening to more, especially more live music around Manchester, we've definitely been influenced by a lot more.
Yeah, I think also our gigs are now, you've got a lot of the sort of venues and stuff in Manchester that are basements that are sort of a bit tighter. The crowds are a bit more into it and probably getting a bit more pissed as well. So we can you can imagine a song as you're playing it, you're like, oh, they're gonna love this. They're gonna love this. So it's like you can feel it before you play it. In Cambridge, it's a bit more like we're in front of you performing. You don't want to come too close. Yeah.
Is that
sort of thing.
do you really notice that difference in kind of crowds as well? Then?
Yeah, I think people are less self-conscious up here.
Yeah.
I
There's
think
that
so.
horseshoe that forms at the front of every gig.
Yeah.
And sometimes, maybe it's because we've got better and not because the audiences have. But it's the horseshoe of people who don't want to be right at the front. Maybe we're not charismatic enough.
Yeah, to be fair, in the same way, maybe we're bringing it to them because we did Pink Room in July, which was sick. It's Pink Room, but played to like 20 people, and it was just like, man, we were told it was going to be sold out gig before we played it. Yeah, we were like, damn. But I've now taken to just sort of like, you just jump off the stage, you just stand in front of people, and people get into it. People like it more, and you don't feel. For some reason, just don't feel like you need to hold back. There's also such diversity. There's so many different bands and artists who are doing like really crazy stuff. So I'm not saying we're not, but like some people are doing some really crazy stuff, and I feel like we're more okay to do whatever we want.
Yeah.
So
because I feel like when you listen to your stuff, when you kind of look at what you've released, when you look at your first song that you released, "Love Is War," and then you kind of look at your latest single, you can hear a difference in that. Like those two sounds, your later stuff is much more heavier. Was that a conscious decision, or do you think that just came as part of the move?
I wouldn't say that's a conscious decision. I think that's because Love Is War. Well, that was like three or 4 years ago.
That's the first tune we wrote as the four of us. So there was a different bassist sort of up till COVID hit. Yeah. Then sort of in COVID, I'd say we basically transitioned and we basically just stopped being a band, and then we reformed with Yash after. And then that's the first tune that we did, all of us together, and it was like a little bit jazzy, a little bit rocky.
It's cool, yeah. It's got a bit of everything in there.
Yeah.
It's an ambitious first song. Yeah. For a first writing project for us, it's 5 minutes long, isn't it? Yeah. I think we've since gotten a bit more to the point with writing our songs. Yeah. Kind of focus more on the live energy as well. I think that's kind of.
Yeah, we've definitely gotten a bit more concise and sort of a bit. It's also just a confidence thing, just knowing that big bass part is going to work out. That like people are going to appreciate those vocals, and we don't have to be like, look at all the cool things we can do for you to think that we're good at doing it.
Yeah, and I have to say I feel a little bit outnumbered here by the East Anglians. But I ask this to every band that comes on and have a music video. Everyone seems to have a really cool music video. The recent one that you put out for your latest single, how did that come about? Do you know people that are in charge of directing that? Because it's really, really cool.
See, I thought that you would already know who it is that directed
I think I do. Is it Ross?
No, it's not. It's Finn.
Oh, Finn. That's it. Sorry,
So Finn Hef,
I think I know him.
I think his surname is longer than just Hef, but he is the absolute guy. Him and his team. We were sort of talking to them, and I was basically just trying to describe our vibes, which is a bit like we spend a lot of time in boring places, doing boring things, but we're quite energetic and a bit stupid. So that's sort of what we went for in the video. It was. And a lot of it's local to us as well. There's my kitchens in there. Which is where I had my toast. I don't know where the camera is. And then we also have the Withington Public Baths?
Oh,
the Withington Baths.
Withington Baths, which is literally just down the street from me.
Been there before. Great baths.
Great baths. Just down the street from me. We're hopefully going to be doing some shooting in Withy Public Hall, which is where I work as well. So it's like we sort of keep it local and places that we want to represent, and sort of try and show in our stuff. But yeah, that's sort of how it came about. And
we did give Finn a lot of creative license, I think, that day as well. We kind of came to him and said, "Oh, we have a million ideas," and got him to streamline a lot of them. And he pitched quite a lot of stuff. I think he filmed, filmed a few kind of practice shots himself before to show us what the ideas he had, which are a lot more tangible than what we brought in. So it was.
And also it was nice because he managed to set the shots up so well, and the visuals like work exactly how they're supposed to. We got to do performance where we're basically just like the whole time.
That one where you're in the middle in the pool and it's everyone's jumping in behind it. That was
so much fun to film.
Yeah, I bet.
There was also like 8:30 in the morning, and then we were there from 8. We were supposed to finish at 8:30. When it gets to 8:30, someone's like knocking, and they're like, "You have to get out." And we're like, "Oh, sorry." Get out, and then just 50 kids come in for their swimming lessons.
And you're in your wet clothes.
I'm just fully clothed.
With all the camera gear around them. That was a bit mortifying, watching all the parents checking their watches whilst we're jumping around in the pool.
Well, so we've touched on a bit, you've played loads of gigs in Manchester, but you still play quite a lot in Cambridge. You've kind of got your foot kind of in both scenes. Is that weird? Do you kind of want to disconnect from that Cambridge scene, or are you quite happy being in both?
I don't think so. I think we quite enjoy it. I know the venues in Cambridge are quite fun to play. I've been playing Portland in a couple of weeks' time with Get Down Services, which we're really excited for that, by the way.
That's a massive.
We love that band.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we still quite enjoy playing down in Cambridge. There's a bit. I think there's a core of people who like us down there.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Also, it's quite nice to do our thing in Cambridge. Maybe feel a little underappreciated or just a bit too arrogant down there, and then sort of come up here, hone our craft, make something a lot more unique and that is actually true to self. Coming back, playing the same venues, but now people get it, and that we've actually created something. We did the Blue Moon, which is a really good venue in Cambridge. If you're ever there, and when we came back last time, it was the first time we played there, maybe again 15 people. Lots of playing to 15 people.
Yeah, but you got to do those. You got to work your way up, haven't you?
And then, but last time we went and it sold out on the night, and people just went nuts, and it was fucking great. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
You are allowed to swear.
Okay. Well, it was fucking awesome. And and it went off, and lots of jumping, lots of dancing.
Awesome.
It's good.
So what's coming up for you guys? What's the rest of the year got in store?
The rest of the year, we've got a couple of festivals booked. We've got one weekend of summer.
Yeah.
With three. We're doing Get Together Fest, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh God, what's it called? I've forgotten the name now.
Right.
Go on.
So we've got. So I finished my last exam is on the Wednesday of this week. Well, first we got Stockton Calling, which is like a big festival in like just next to Middlesbrough. We were there there last year, so it's another Palmo for us.
Oh yeah, I've got family up in Middlesbrough. It's not the nicest place, but the Palmos are brilliant.
The Palmos are good.
Our favourite part.
We didn't get to the best one, I don't think, but we will be sampling more of them.
We've got
Stockton Calling, big special playing that. That'll be good. That's in April. And then in May, finish my exams, finish uni. Next day, going to Brighton. And next day, we're playing 2 gigs for The Great Escape, which is in Brighton.
That's got me
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
We're playing at 1 just before Yasmin Co.
Really?
And then at 7 before someone who's like way bigger than us.
But I feel like that's the beauty of The Great Escape, is you get kind of smaller bands like you, and then you've got people like Yasmin Co, and massive names.
Yeah.
They're all mixing together.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be fun. Hopefully that crowd just peels off and watches us and stuff. And then the next day we're going up to Sheffield and we're playing, we're playing Get Together, which has got English Teacher on it, Katie J. Pearson's on it.
Divorce my most listened to band of last year.
Nice. Yeah. Brilliant. So yeah, big day for Yash.
Awesome. And what's happening with records then? Are you kind of slowly chugging along in the background?
We're working on some things that I don't want to say. Slowly
is the key word, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it on on the thing and then it not actually happen. Do you know what I mean? But we're pushing to get our next tune out. The video for that, I promise you, is like, it's a bit mad. And then EP within the next 12 to 24 months. It's completely recorded. It's ready to go. We're just sort of figuring out how we're going to put it out properly. And then going to record some more demos, do them. I think the sound's going to... This is like our sort of garage band live sound is this first EP. The next lot of tunes are going to be a bit more polished, a bit more... Not like conceptual, because I don't really like concept in music, but I don't even know. But
they'll be better.
Elevate your sound.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it. Well, boys, thank you so much for joining us.
No
really
worries,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
really enjoyed
And
you coming
unfortunately, that is about all we have time for this week on Off the Record. Thank you very much, Hungry, for joining us.
Yep, we'll see you next week on Off the Record. And I won the quiz. I won it.